They're like, but Tina is bedwetting. Tina should not sleep in the upper bunk. You should come down to the lower bunk since she's bedwetting. Tina's father should be called to book. Tina's father is the drunkard, should not take care of Tina. Who asks you?
Because when the sun shines, we shine together. Told you I'll be here for.
Hello, beautiful people. You're welcome back to Nursing with Eunice. Today, we will be talking about the OET letter writing. It is a section of the Occupational English Testing Examination, and it is a very important section where you showcase your language, the English language, you showcase your writing skill, you showcase your expertise, and you showcase the use of terminologies and complex and simple sentences as well. So what is the easy way out? How can we ace this OET exam, this letter writing section, without much hassle? Here are some tips, proven tips that will help you all the way. Number one, I want you to understand the task that is being given. The examiner has given you a task, giving you a case scenario, giving you a storyline. You will be given 5 minutes to read this question. In this 5 minutes time, you are not allowed to hold your pen. You are not allowed to scribble anything down. It's just purely for reading the script, understanding the question. What should you use this time for? I bet with you, use this time well by investing it in reading the paragraphs, understanding the paragraphs. And when this reading time, this 5 minutes reading time, what is the actual thing you should look out for in this task? Number one, I reckon with you, look at the person this letter is to be addressed to. Who will you be writing to? Are you writing to a head nurse? Are you writing to a doctor? Are you writing to a school teacher? Who are you writing to? Are you writing to a community nurse? Know who you're writing to. Secondly, what is the problem? What is the current issue? Why are you writing this letter? Because the format we have is so that there will be history, past medical history of this patient, which may relate to the current medical history. But the current medical history of this patient is such that, is it so relevant? Is that the reason you're writing this letter? Most of the time, 90% of the time, you're writing the letter because of the current medical history. And that is something that you want to put at the back of your mind. There will be so many issues, stories about this patient. These are distractors. Now let's go into a sample letter and see distractors. When you see distractors, are you able to tell what distractors are? Before we go into that, we want to be at the back of our mind that we want to organize our case notes, just as you're reading. When you're reading using the 5 minutes reading time, you want to tell this is the first point I will make, this is the second point, and this is how I will conclude my letter. You want to like itemize it there in your brain. You want to look at the dates where these incidents occur. Some may occur 10 years ago, some may occur 2 months ago, some may occur last week, and some may occur just yesterday. You want to see, okay, this sequence of events that has happened, which one is priority for me? Which one do I want to put in my letter? Do you know why all of these jargons I'm saying? It may seem like jargons. Do you know why it is important? It is important because before you hold your pen as a writer, you must know what you're going to write. OET exam or IELTS exam, any exam at that is not structured in a way where you will write just like you do at home. You write, after writing, you have time to like cancel it off, squeeze off the paper, trash it, and write again. Whatever you're writing is what you're going to submit to your examiner. And if you dare try to cancel 1 or 2 times, your time will be up, and that will be the end of the exam. An unfinished script. You don't want to tell me you want to get a C+ from that. No. I don't want to believe so. And this is the reason. Before you hold your pen, dear friends, before you hold your pen, you want to know what you want to write. You want to know how you want to structure it. And the best time to do this, to know what the structure of your letter will be like, is at home, is now. You are watching this video. You cannot learn letter writing, practice letter writing without a pen and a paper. Go grab your pen, get a paper, and sit down and come practice. Yeah, if you want to pass the OET writing exam, you have to write. You have to write letters. And like I said in my previous video talking about OET exam, IELTS exam, if you failed, write again. I told you, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to seek help. Go meet your friends. Give them your letters, let them read it, let them correct it. I did the same thing without regret, and it really helped me. And if you can afford to get a paid service, please do get a paid service. Now let's look at the scenario. I'll give you two scenarios. The first scenario is Tina. Tina has been reported to be living in with his father, who is a drunkard. Tina lives in a bunk bed. Tina wets the bed. Tina has got rashes on her skin, and Tina is very worried about these rashes. You are the school health nurse, and you are told to write to the doctor about this concern. The recent things happening to Tina right now is that they are organizing a trip, a school trip, where Tina have to go with the friends in the bus for how will I put it, just for a vacation or something. She's very, very worried about the skin, and her friends seeing what her skin has become. Now you have to write to the GP explaining Tina's situation and what help she needs. Now, looking at this scenario, how would you structure your letter? Yes, come on, tell me. How would you structure your letter? If I give you 5 minutes to write a plan on how you write this letter, how would you write it? The first thing you want to do is know who you are writing to. You are writing to the GP. This GP, according to this letter, did this GP know Tina? The answer is yes, because this is the GP that has been taking care of the school students. You are a nurse in the school and you are reporting to the GP. The GP already knows Tina's history. So, will it be relevant for you to mention that Tina wets the bed? Will it be relevant for you to say Tina's father is a drunkard? Will it be relevant for you to say Tina has no mother, the mother is late? Would it be relevant? What are the relevant points you want to put in that letter? Yes? You want to tell me? One of the relevant points is this. Tina has got skin rash. Tina has got an upcoming excursion of which she's worried about. Tina needs something to cure her skin rash. If you have done anything to relieve Tina of this skin rash, you want to state it there. And you want to state who you are. And that ends your letter. It's as simple as that. The temptation is always there, like, but Tina is bedwetting. Tina should not sleep in the upper bunk. He should come down to the lower bunk since she's bedwetting. Tina's father should be called to book. Tina's father is the drunkard, should not take care of Tina. Who asks you? Is that the reason for the letter writing? No, that is not the reason. So if you are going to talk about those stuffs, definitely you will go above 180 to 200 words. And that will not be hitting the main points. I'll give you another scenario. Okay? This is a bit more complicated than this one, and I will see how you react to it. Just a minute. Okay, now I want to consider this case note. This is an OET sample case note, okay? The question says that you are a nurse, okay? A qualified nursing sister working in a home care setting. And Mr. Dunson is a patient in your care home. He's a patient in your care home. Now you want to read the case note, and then you want to write a letter to the physiotherapy to encourage them to come see Mr. Dunson. What is the reason they are coming to see Mr. Dunson? They gave different reasons. The past medical history, the social background. He's married, his wife is 83, they are both pensioners. He's got cerebrovascular accident 4 years ago. He's rehabilitated. He's gotten a left-sided weakness. He fell. He had a bad nail. The nail has no sign of infection. He's not able to walk. The nail is healing well. He's got a walking aid, but according to him, he said it's useless. The wife said he has not learned to use it properly. You are now to write a letter to a physiotherapy to help improve his mobility. So if you look at this case note very well, this particular example we are citing, you will come to see that it's a bit tricky. They didn't go all out to tell you write to a doctor, write to a physiotherapist. They didn't go all out to tell you write whom you are writing to. But if you look at the case note very well, you will notice a line there where it says, wife says he has never learned to use it properly, which is the walking stick. She asked if I would contact their local physiotherapist to see if Bob could receive a home visit to assess further assistance to improve his mobility. Now, your primary reason for holding your pen to write this letter is what? You're writing to seek assistance to improve Bob's mobility. That is your primary reason for writing. The second important thing you need is, who are you writing to? The question says, the script says, she asked if I would contact their local physiotherapy. That means you're requesting help from the physiotherapist. So your letter, the salutation would be, the intro would be, who are you addressing it to? It will be, dear physiotherapist. And if you know the address, you put it there. Of where the physiotherapy is, you put it there. And this brings to mind that we want to avoid confusion, because in this particular case note, I don't trust my editing skills. If I can put this particular case note on the screen, I'll try. In May 18th, he had this fall. May 19th, it shows there is no sign of infection. Now, today is May 23, the day you are writing. So you can see that from May 18 to May 23, everything is recent. The only stale thing here is the CVA he had. The cerebrovascular accident he had was 4 years ago. Could that have been the reason he fell? Possibly, yes. But we don't want to go say his blood pressure was this, he had a CVA at this time, this were the medications he was on, blah, 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 blah. No, no, no. Those are distractors. What you want to concentrate on is what? His mobility. He needs help with mobility. So you want to tell the physiotherapy he has a walking stick he's using, which maybe due to knowledge deficit, he's not able to use it properly. He needs help with his mobility, and you want him to come see him. Put his address. End your letter with what? With your name. And I will quickly put this key stuff we need to do, but you cannot do this key stuff without you practicing. This key stuff I'm gonna read out now. You have to practice it before you could do it. And these are number 1 is the introduction. Number 2 is the address. Number 3, the date, the salutation, the introductory paragraph, the body paragraph 1, the body paragraph 2, the closing salutation, your closing remarks like yours sincerely, yours faithfully, whichever one you choose, and then your designation. Who are you? Are you a head nurse? Are you a GP? Who are you writing the letter? You put that there, and then your name, and then that is your letter is done. So you need to write this out before you would be able to say, oh, I'm done with my letter, right? And then when you're writing in English language, you need to know how to properly place this. You want to put date at the right place. You want to put your intro, your the patient full name, the date of birth. You want to put at the right place. Your dear physiotherapist should be at the right place. What is your introductory paragraph? You don't want to go saying, dear physiotherapist, it's been a while. How are you doing? Hope your family is fine. Oh my God, that is not formal. You're writing an informal letter if you're doing that. Your language have to be formal, have to be precise, have to be straight to the point. You're not right, even if you know the physiotherapy as a friend, you're not writing like you know the physiotherapy. Now I'm going to read out these tips to you. Number 1, in your OET letter writing, take time to understand the situation and the requirement of the task. Very important, because if you don't understand the situation, how are you going to tackle it? You need to put yourself in the scenario. Imagine yourself, I am a home care nurse. I am the nurse of Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob cannot walk. Oh my God, we need the physiotherapist here. Come to his house, come and help him. That's where you're putting yourself in this situation. That is key to help you write in a very flowery way. Number 2, do not write, your writing should be between 180 to 200 words. Number 3, write in a formal style. Avoid jargons, avoid slangs, avoid abbreviations. You are writing a formal letter when you're writing OET letter writing. Don't forget. And you're writing as a professional, because you are a professional. Be it you're a nurse, physiotherapy, a pharmacist. You are a professional in OET exam. So you have to write as a professional. You want to include important information that the reader needs to know and leave out information that is not important or relevant. Antihypertensive for Mr. Bob is not relevant. Alright, if there is any medication he is supposed to use before physiotherapy session, yes, that is relevant. You can put that. If there is anything he needs to know about his mobility, yes, that is relevant. If there is any surgery to his nail that the physiotherapy needs to know, you need to pull that. You need to put that. Does he have pins in his nail? Is there any internal fixation in his nails? The question did not mention that, but if it does mention that, then that is relevant because that is relevant to his mobility. You want to avoid complications as well. And you want to write as neatly as possible. Hey, if your handwriting is like, oh my God, come on, start practicing. You know, however bad your handwriting may be, when you start practicing and you're sure of what you want to write, to reduce your tension, and then it will give you more time. You won't be rushing when you're writing your exam. So you can write calmly, and when you write calmly, your writing will come out beautiful. So you want to write neatly, because if your examiner cannot read it, how will they mark it? There's not a question of, oh, they are being biased. If they cannot read it, they cannot mark it. So write legibly. All right. The examiner must be able to read your writing. Another point again is try to use complex sentences where it is appropriate. What are complex sentences? We know this. For instance, you want to use conjunctions. You want to like take one point, take another point, and join this together. How do you know? Like, what are the connectors? Nonetheless, more so, however, you know, words that can join two words. Let me give you an example. What is the example I have now? Bob experienced a fall following his dizzy spells. Experienced a fall following his dizzy spells. That may be a simple sentence. Yeah, we want a complex sentence. Though Bob had a fall 3 days ago, though Bob has a fall 3 days ago, he is, however, able to sit up without assistance. I'm not saying you should write this in your exam, for this particular question type, but I'm just telling you examples of complex sentences. You just put things like moreover, however, more so, nonetheless. You can also use this to start a paragraph as well, depending on your line of thought. All right. And then if your sentence is too long or complicated, break it down into simple sentences. You don't want to make it, because you want to, all in the name of you want to make complex sentences. You now make a sentence that is so complicated that even the reader cannot understand. It like change the context, change the meaning of what you want to convey. In that case, if you cannot use complex sentences, please use simple sentence. We cannot come and kill ourselves. Use simple sentence, you will still pass the exam. The most important thing is you are conveying the idea. You are putting the relevant point. You cannot overflogging the point. That is what they want to know. Organize the information clearly. So if you're writing, you should write in a pattern. You don't want to go talking about Mr. Bob ate rice, Mr. Bob fell, Mr. Bob went to the toilet. How does it correlate? How does it correlate what you're saying? You don't want to just pick points, just talk randomly. Whatever you're writing, whatever you're saying should be sequential. The first point should should follow suit with the second point, like that. Even when you're reading it, you can feel it. You can use, I love this letter. You should love what you're writing. If you don't like what you're writing, if it doesn't make sense to you, it won't make sense to the reader. And this requires you doing your homework. Get your pen, get your paper, start writing at home. I know we are working, I know it's not easy, you're working, but you've paid a lot for this exam. Even if you have the money to like write another exam, what about the time? What about the energy you used to book this exam, to go travel for this exam? Some people even have to fly plane to write OET exams. When I was writing my OET exams, I saw people who came from other countries to Dubai to write the exam. That was expensive. They had to buy visa. I was like, where are you from? I came from, what country did they mention? One said I came from Ghana. I flew in from Ghana to write this exam. I was like, Ghana? Oh my God. And they asked me, I said, no, I live here. Oh, you live in Dubai? I said, yeah, I live in Dubai. Oh, okay. I said, but why do you have to fly? I said, because they don't have centers. People really need to pass this exam, and you will pass it. And it's a good thing you're making research to see how you can pass. You can pass this exam. So please, be serious with your sample letters, with your writing, with your letter writing. Remember why you're writing and who you are writing to. Don't forget, in this particular scenario, you're writing to a physiotherapist. It could be the GP. So each time you put at the back of your mind whom you are writing to, it will help you to be able to like remain focused, remain steadfast with the person you're writing to. You're not writing like you're writing to your fellow nurse. You're writing to the GP, and you're writing in that tone. To the GP. Keep telling yourself, I'm writing to the GP here. So don't fall out of that line in order not to lose it. You want to also check your writing for spelling mistakes. Very important. You want to, after writing, you need to have at least 5 minutes to go back to see if you've written, because whatever mistake you have made, either is or comma or full stop are not in the appropriate places, it reduces your mark, your overall mark. Your overall mark is 500. You're going to remove until it becomes God knows what. So the less mistakes you have, the better for you. And before your exam, I cannot overemphasize this. Before your exam, do practice text. Practice. For those of us writing this exam in June, in this month, somebody told me she's writing 25th. How many letters have you written? No, be sincere. How many letters have you written? At least you are not writing any letter. Write 2 letters a day. At least, no matter how busy you are, write 2 letters a day. Compulsory. And even if you don't have somebody to mark your letters, the very fact that you write your letter, you read your letter, you know the norm, you know what it should be. So you can tell, oh, I made a mistake here. You can even mark it yourself. And before the exam day, you'll be much more improved. If your exam is on the 25th and this is 1st of June, that means you can write 50 letters before your exam if you write 2 letters a day. Because hard work, when preparation meets success, meets opportunity, the result is always success. I believe so much in preparation. I believe so much in being focused. I believe so much in whatever you're doing one at a time, and you will get there. This OET exam you're about to write or IET exam you're about to write is very important. Give it all the seriousness it takes. And once you're done with it, that is it. You're done with it. You're not going back to it. I am talking about OET now because I'm doing a YouTube channel. I'm trying to encourage my fellow nurses or whoever is writing the exam. Otherwise, I have no business with OET exams. So once you pass this exam, you have no business with it again. So give it all it takes. Give it your best. And I'm sure you will get there. So I hope this video helps. If you like this video, you want to consider subscribing, joining the family. And if you know someone who this video could help, you could share with that person. And I want to say thank you very much for staying up to this time to watch this video. And one of my last message to you is, what does not kill you makes you stronger. Whatever stress you're going through right now, hang on. It will sure get better. Hang on. You're doing the right thing. You're empowering yourself. You want to brighten your future. You want to seek better opportunities. You will get there. Someday, you will get there if you don't give up. Success for you is sure if you don't give up. Take care. Love you guys. Keep subscribing. Keep watching my channel. Take care and bye.